We are live. Too much going on today, chat. Too much going on. Let's see if we are live yet. Apparently. I'm watching you watch me. All these black pen cases on the table don't look good. Lighting is bad on black products. Schmevelin, yo, what's up? I'm alive. I'm alive. Hopefully I didn't ruin any of my settings doing all these updates. For really, Aurelius, what's up? Niazi Master, thanks for the sub. 7 months. I need to do it more. I need to get you more bang for your buck. Killing you with the 6 a.m. recordings. What's an hour? What's an hour amongst friends, Evelyn, really? I mean, Joanna, hello. Evan, what's up? Brad Downey. Alexander, man, dropping stuff in my chat you don't even know. I don't know if you heard me during the show today. Look what I got. Oof. Black and white. It's hard lighting for these cameras to do. Let's see if I can show Alexander a picture. Chat is crashing. Oh no. I hope nothing crashes here since it's been, yeah, the after, was it after, I think it was after show talk. Yeah, I don't know if you heard what I said. Let's see here. Trying to, let's see. Okay. This is for, let's see how we can best show this. That's for Alexander. Don't take it, I mean, you know, there's nothing, you know, nothing to say for sure about this, but since people guess things, I like to reward their good guesses with pictures. That's all you get. So that's all you get. Don't ask me to talk about it. Thank you, Evelyn. Thank you, Eklimpki. I can never get that name right. You need to tell me how to pronounce that name. Thank you all for like your support on Twitch. I know I haven't been around as much recently. Part of it travel, part of it illness, but your support is super awesome. Thanks for clicking that Twitch Prime. Even though I haven't been here as much, so yes, this is the Barton. God, I gotta keep putting my hand on it. Gotta stop putting my hand on it because it screws up the lighting. So we'll talk about that in a minute. Kimmy, what's up? Did all of our products make it safe and sound to you? Oh, notifications. So I try to do all the updates before launching, since it's been a couple weeks since I've even booted up this computer. And I think I got them all, but still stuff popping up here and there. So as y'all will find out shortly, I have no plans for today. I didn't even think about. I only have like 2 hours. I have a hard stop at 2 p.m. But I didn't really plan on stuff, so I figured I'd bring some stuff I've been talking about on the show. Not a fan of the whole ads even for Twitch Prime thing. Yeah. I've heard there's been like a huge like ramp up of advertisements on Twitch, right? That's kind of what people have been saying. Dude, Tiny Badge, what's up? Kimmy, glad they made it safe and sound. I hope the fire warmed you up a little bit. What's the temperature today, Kimmy? Are we above 0 or no? Hey. Hey. What kind of ads did we get today, gang? It's been a while. I usually like to ask. It's been a while. What were we getting before? We were trying to see if they were spying on our conversations or not. And we were getting some pretty poignant advertising. Cell phone ad, it's pretty easy. Apex Legends, that's generic, yeah. Dice discussion, we can continue that. Warmer than 0, okay, good. Oh, thank you, Aurelius. I'm really happy. Thanks, Tony. Go eat lunch. I'll be here. I'm gonna probably just hang out till 2. I seriously, I have no plans today, guys. I just wanted to get back on the stream again, make sure everything's working as normal. You know, and chit chat. We can talk about anything y'all want. I should have done AMA today. This is the A5 prototype. We'll crank that open in just a minute. Tiny Badge, you're in charge. It won't let you re-up. Oh, you must have been cheating on me then. Or maybe we're like right on the threshold. I think it's every 30 days. It's been close. Like I've done a really bad job streaming. I apologize. We can just do so much more with Twitch. April 11th. Yeah, that doesn't make sense because that would be only like 2 weeks ago. Sunny Boy, thank you so much. I appreciate it. You guys are awesome. We can do so much more with this channel. JC, thanks for clicking that button, man. It's about time. Hang on, let me try to adjust my screen here. Yeah, so we should continue the dice discussion. I should, so I didn't get a chance to email Jonathan, so I'm going to do that right now. So this is what today's stream is going to be. It was watch Brad do the work he's supposed to be doing earlier today. Thursday recordings screw me up, like, big time. All your bits are gone. That's weird. Yeah, you've definitely been moonlighting. Favorite 90s pop song? Whew. Wow. I really didn't listen to pop much in the 90s. I listen to it more now because of my kids. In the 90s, I was like super college rock guy. Like all the indie heyday and 90s college music scene was my 90s thing. So what 90s pop songs were there? There was probably like Third Eye Blind stuff. Was that 90s or like early 2000s? That seems like a No Doubt. Well, I love No Doubt. No Doubt's great. Yeah, pop in the 90s does not like ring a bell. Like it's the lost generation. Oh, Tony, did you get hacked? All right. Jonathan Brooks. Let me email him. Jonathan Brooks. Let's make this happen. Sent. That's how I do business. Britney Spears. Britney was okay. Yeah, I figured all the boy bands too, huh? But it is serious on this question. Miss Crafties, thank you so much. You're the best. This whole channel's a gag, JC. So like that's a real question for this channel. Oh yeah, I just sent you an email. I need you to start working on some custom acrylic dice for me. We'll start with basic 6-sided. So work on your square 6-sided dice acrylics and bring me a sample in Atlanta. Done. And then we'll start looking at sided stuff. We'll work on some molds for that. So there you have it. So we want to make dice back. We wanted to make out chess sex. I can get behind that. That's a good idea, John. See, like the dice are legit. So we'll make the dice pouches for them, and then we'll do some custom Brooks material, like this. Plus, you'll have a lot of waste materials, Brooks, that we can manufacture into something cool. Like, I don't know why we didn't do this 2 years ago when we wanted to make the dice bag. All right, chess sex. Let me look at this. Yeah, that's the thing, is we're not going to go for like what would be the measurement level, like atomic scale measurement balance levels probably on this first set. We'll just make something like a cool, have fun, not be able to cheat your dice set. Oh, maybe round 2 for the member coins. That's not a bad idea. That's a good idea. Okay, Anna. That Tom already has a bag for his dice. I mean, I already have a pen, but I have another one. That excuse does not fly in this room. I'm sorry. All right, let me look up chess sex. Hey, John, get in line. Get in line. Hey. My ideas first. Oh, yeah, Borealis dice. This looks cool. Crown Royal bags. I mean, when I played golf, that's all I used was Crown Royal bags for all my little crap. Dice in an ammo can. Whoa, that's awesome, Anna. He already has a bag. I don't even know you anymore. Oh, did it end? Did the campaign close? Dang it, I was gonna put that up on the Kickstarter too. I mean, on the stream. Was that you, Alexander, just texting me? I mean, tweeting me? I have too many windows open. Yeah, if you can get the dice made, you'll probably do all kinds of stuff. I think the nib style dice is a great idea. I think that's really cool, especially for like indecisiveness. I think that's super cool. All right, funded. We did it. We did it. Update on the Ooh La La. It's in progress. I know they're working on it, so we should be on good timing, good time frame. So I've been given updates that they're like cut material and in the queue, and like at least it's doing something. Did it end? It ended. 909, 47, 151. Mercy. So this is what we're going to do today. We're just going to watch me bounce around all the different screens. I should probably write like a Kickstarter thank you, like while we're here. I can make a great one of those things. What do you mean one of those things? Like too many different things? Our dice pouch was just was straight up simple drawstring bag. Yay, Kickstarter. Yeah, I think we've that's a real challenge to top that for next year. So y'all want to see this case? Because it's pretty crazy. I have it packed with all the stuff we talked about today and more. Like you'll be able to see. Yeah, well, you're in the right place for babbling, because that is one thing I can really do with the best of them. So it's wax canvas, but it's the micro wax canvas. Any of you lucky enough to get the Sinclair in this material besides John, you know what this feels like. It's the same material. It's very thin. It's like a microwave. You can't, I don't even know if I could get it close enough. Yeah, I get it close enough for you to see the lint, so you'll know that it does attract lint. So you will have to probably lint roll this from time to time, especially if you have pets or keep it in other stuff. But It's great. It's a great size. Like, so here's a Lamy Safari. Like, again, with the huge light discrepancies, it's making my everything look funny. So it's a big small pouch. So this is what I just loaded this up to come over here. I had it empty, but this is the Yoseka book that's in there. So that's A5, 200. Oh, Paul. So here we go. Sidetrack. Paul, definitely want to hear some thoughts on that. Post them on Instagram. Shoot me a message. Something. I want to get collecting thoughts on the TWSBI Aurora. So A5, 224 pages. The CWT Studio Notebook in there. The Rosemont and the Nock notebook there, and then just the pen I was using earlier today. So it can hold like more stuff than this. Yes, this will be a cat fur tweed coat. We should probably just have done a label with like cat on it, a picture on it, or maybe just fur, like not real fur. We don't want PETA after us, but like fake fur. We should just done a fake fur coat because it it attracts lint for sure. So yeah, this is it. So it's gonna be a great bag to carry. I should probably hold it up here too so you can see it more. I forget that these are two individual cameras, and like the one on the camera over there, like can actually be shown on this camera too. It's like an amazing feature. I don't think I could take PETA. They play dirty. Like PETA used to be like reasonable. They're kind of wild now. So there's the inside. I'm real happy with it. I legit forgot that we padded it. Like I knew when we designed it, like one of our features, like our added features to make it different than the linear pouch is like, oh, it has to have padding. If it's its own pouch, it's got to have padding. And then I forgot about that until the sample arrived. I opened it up and got it out the envelope. I was like, oh crap, it's padded. It came out so good. So I completely forgot that. I'm sorry, I will cough some. I'm still not 100% over this crud. Like I feel fine, but it's still like in me. I can't hear out of this ear, so that's cool. It's like I have an ear pod like permanently stuck in this ear right now, so that's cool. How about a case that will hold the loose hair when my cat lays on it? We should offer an optional pet brush, or at least size comparison of the smaller. Yeah, let's talk about that. That's one of the things. That's why I brought this stuff today, so we could play around with it. So the Yoseka is pure A5, 5.8 by 8 by 3. Is that A5? I always forget. ETA on the backers cases, God, sometime late summer, I'd imagine. Like we won't even have funds for another week, so I can't I'm not putting in the purchase order till we have the funds. 3 to 6 months after that. So from April, 3 to 6 months, probably closer to 6 months. So August, September, I think would be a good expectation to set. So, what were these? Were these A6? The CW&T, were they A6 sized? A6 or B6? Yeah. I know you weren't stressing about it, but it's probably 6 months from April. So that puts us in November. That's a little late. But last year was like good timing. We got them out in August, and then some of them were in September because they messed up part of them. So we're looking August, September for sure. Let me look at the CW&T. Man, it's funded. I can't believe that's over. That seems like it went by so fast. Things are going by so fast this year. CW&T. I just want to get the size of this right. I think it's A6. A6, yeah. I'm going to have a Notco suitcase. Oh, the Ooh La La. Was that the timing we were looking at? That we're hoping for earlier. That's Ooh La La is more like July-ish, I think we said. Right? June or July, something like that. Those are already in process. So to bring it around, let's move this out the way. So there's north of Rosemont. So that's 4 inches by 5 3/4. inches. So it's a little bit bigger than a standard pocket notebook, which is 3.5 by 5.5. So you can see right there. So you have your extra 1/4 inch on the top and your extra 1/2 inch on the side. So that's the difference. 3.5 by 5.5. Yeah. Oh, hoping that would be. I see what I'm tracking now. I'm slow. I can't hear. Right, you're talking to me. I can't hear, and this here. So no, I get it now. If the Barton was ready in time for San Francisco, that would be killer. Yeah. She is. So Anna has an open-ended ticket that she's gonna be flying all over the world to hand deliver the Ooh La La cases. It's good. So there's your difference. That's why I'm saying this is getting close to being non-pocketable. It's still thin, right? Same thickness as what you would consider a pocket notebook, but you're getting close to not. But here's what I like. So the cover, like you can really hear how thick that cover is. That's what I keep doing. I keep playing with it because it feels cool. And then it does have the end papers. So like this is like a speckled paper. I don't know if that's coming across in the camera. It's a little bit too bright to pick it up. So it's got like a speckled, it's not textured at all, it's smooth. And then the mini reticle grid on there. Punky the Game, 9 months. Where you been, man? That reminds, see, when people pop up in here that it reminds me I owe them stuff. Like I owe Casey a shipment. What's up, Casey? Micro reticle. There's probably no way you can even tell these are reticle, maybe? Does it pick it up? Looks like dots, but they're reticles. Tiny badge, thank you. You're amazing. So I'm going to use this as a project notebook for a project I want to do. You'll have to go back and read what that is. You'll have to pause it and read it. I guess I could go over it here. It's a non-pen related project. It's a project I've wanted to do for about a year. And then I can't ever get to it. But really nice. 3 staples. Nice branding. It's just neat, clean, well made. The only thing I was saying, and this isn't a kicker for me, but and you probably can't even see it on here, but their corner rounder hit was uneven on this corner. Not a big deal. But that's super easy fix. Bag podcast, no. Not a bag podcast. It'll be baseball related. The short story is there was a baseball podcast that started in 2010. It only lasted about a year and a half, maybe 2 years, about a year and a half. And the gentleman who was running it, they ended the podcast because they got hired. The 2 guys ended the podcast because they got hired by major league teams. One of them went on to the Houston Astros and won the World Series. So it's basically the podcast that won a World Series, and I want to do something. I'm going to do a re-listen to the podcast because I was a big fan of this person before he even started the podcast for years and years, and it's a long story. And then his podcast partner is now like they're both big time baseball executives, and one of them now has a World Series ring. It's a cool story. So, and I'll share it all with y'all, anyone who's interested. But I haven't started the project yet. I finally found yesterday, the archive of the audio. It's called the Up and In podcast. You can find it everywhere, but the files are not available. I found a zip of the entire show yesterday. I need to validate it. I haven't listened to the files yet to make sure they're good. And then once I start it, I'll share all that stuff out. But it's going to be a trip. I wanted to, I'm not a writer, but I wanted to write a story about this. And I think instead of that, I think I'm just going to do a re-listen to the podcast and make a website and do stuff like that. So the podcast is called Up and In. It's with Kevin Goldstein and Jason Parks. It was part of Baseball Prospectus. It started in 2010. So if anyone's interested in that audio file, I'll get you the link. Once I verify that the Thanks, Dave. Appreciate it. Once I get the once I listen to the files, I'll make sure they're good. But they had an old Facebook group, and when it shut down, there was a zip of all the site files. It's 102 episodes. So I'll be going episode by episode and trying to tell the stories of Kevin and Jason, who were basically amateur scouts, professional scouts, hired by professional teams, and then in Kevin's case went on to win a World Series, all within a really short time frame. It's fascinating to me. It just blows my mind. JD Lady, welcome back. All right, so this is going to be my project notebook for Up and In. So I am looking forward to that. That's just one of those side projects. Oh, and Dave, you would love the reason why so here we go. We're on a tangent now. The reason why I love that show was because I was a fan of Kevin's years and years before he started that podcast. Kevin lives in Chicago, and he's a hardcore music fan, and I mean hardcore in both sense of the both meanings of the phrase, like super serious and hardcore music. Like he had Steve Albini on as a guest. Like he had musical guests on all the time. He knows a lot of people in the music industry. So I got my baseball and I got my music. I was pretty happy. And then one time, like in the middle of the run of the show, I'd sent in a Ask TPA to them and Ask Up and In, and I got on the show for asking them questions about what pens and paper they used when they were out scouting baseball games. So there's my nerd story. But yeah, I know Dave, you like music, so yeah. So he was into that. He was into that scene. Yeah, maybe so. Kevin Goldstein, you can look him up. Like, I mean, he looks like Black Francis, basically. It's just a white dude that has been completely bald for probably like the last 2 decades. And yeah, black t-shirts. But now he's a Houston Astros executive and has a World Series ring. It's a mind-blowing story. And then Jason, the other guy, runs player development for the Arizona Diamondbacks. And they came out of this freaking podcast. So when I'm become the head of design for Lamy, y'all can do a retrospective on the Pen Addict podcast. That'll be my World Series ring. That'll be my goal when I'm the designer for Lamy. So make it happen. All right, let's talk about other stuff. Or we could talk about this forever. I don't care. But if you're interested in that, go back and look in the... Interesting. Where are my mods? I don't know. I think no, because I don't know. He's always gone by Black Francis, right? I mean, even when the Pixies have returned, I think they still, like, when they write the articles, I think they still refer to him as Black Francis. I could be wrong. What was I saying? Oh, you can go to the Up and In when you see like the pretend downloads, like you think you can download them, you can see all the show titles and all the guests they had. Lots of big time guests. So anyway, all right. Oh, so here's another thing. What's my best lighting over here? All right, back to the pens. So that's true. He did do Frank Black and the Catholics, and the solo stuff was all Frank Black. At least the first time was Frank Black. Italian, it was long time no see. Too long, to be quite honest. Too long. So, this little booger. I had to write down the name of it because it's such a nondescript name for such a fancy pen. So, Tough Writer, who I'm a fan of their work. This was their last Kickstarter. This was called the Retro Click, I believe is the name. I actually wrote this down earlier today. The Retro Click Executive. Like, I don't know what that name means. Like, it doesn't relate to this pen, really. I guess one of their first pen designs was the Retro Click. I've always enjoyed their pens. Jack Roman is the manufacturer. They make all this stuff. I want to say they're in Arizona. I've met him and his wife many, many times. We've hung out. We see him in the San Francisco show. We could do a Pixies Addict Twitch, that's for sure. But he changed the design. of this barrel a little bit, and he's obviously flame torched these barrels, which I'm a huge fan of. He did a good job. He sent me a prototype, which had like different parts from the section. So like the threading is down here. I'll show it to you. So like the threading's down here, and in his prototype, he torched the top and bottom separately. I was like, that's cool, but man, I want my pen to be seamless. So he actually did them seamlessly on these now. So it's kind of hard to see, but it's just such a neat job. I will say, I'm Team Kim and Kelly all day. But the what was I saying? I don't know. Oh, I was gonna say this is a really heavy pen. Like if you're like, this is not a pen you want to write a novel with. Like I took it to Tyler's baseball practice last night. Like I sat there and wrote notes in this notebook like this, and this pen was heavy. Like I started having to grip it a little bit farther back. Yeah, it's the one on Instagram. But it's like so well built. Like it's crazy strong. Like here we go. That's a heavy pen. But it's the kind of thing I like. This is one of those pens. It's good for me, but it'd be hard for me to recommend unless you wanted something really specific. Like it's Parker refill, so Fisher Space Pen refills in here. Schmidt mechanism, which I don't know if the rings at the top are stock or he adds those in, but again, it's a me pen. It's a very small list of people I'd like actually recommend this to. Yeah, dang is right. Like it's practically, I could hurt someone with this pen. Like it's serious business. It's no joke. Let's talk about the Yoseka real quick, and then we'll look at the CWT notebook. Yeah, it's uncomfortable for me after, like, I wrote a page, like, just, like, real quick, like, sitting in my lap, wrote just, like, a quick page of notes, and I was, like, kind of having to move my hand a little bit to balance the pen the best way I could, because it's heavy. All right, this is the Yoseka. I'm going to go with that until I hear otherwise. If it's Yoseka, I'm guessing Yoseka or Yoseka. It is a very nondescript looking notebook. Like that's it. Like it's A5 cut to the edge. Like it's completely sharp edges. It's really refined. And then the binding. You see the open edge binding here. So when you open it, you can pretty much lay it flat. Now, you're not going to get like flat if you're like in the very beginning and the end, right? You're going to have some angle difference. But what I found fascinating with this paper, and you'll in no way be able to see it here with this lighting, I doubt, is actually the first thing that got me was this Lamy Safari. Let's see if we can get the focus in. Maybe we'll try it here. See if we can get the focus. I could see the shading in the Lamy bronze. I know, yo sucker. There we go. I saw the shading in this Lamy bronze ink, which is a real light ink, and it's hard to see. And it just dried so well, and you can see my little scribble there at the end. It's like two-tone. Miss GS Crafties, thank you so much. You can see just a little scribble there, how it separated the ink and then dried accordingly, like with shading type colors. And then I didn't have any really wide pens, so I inked up some wider, wetter pens this morning, and it just does such a good job. If you can see it. So close, but so far. Too many things on the screen. Anyway, it shades and shines very, very well. So, yeah, I'm really impressed with the paper. Oh, and here's through the back. So, like, you can see, like, the heaviest, wettest ink, like, right here, maybe got a little bit of bleed through onto the back, but barely. Like, that's a lot of ink going down. That's a That's a Pelican medium nib that I had ground into a stub. So it's wide and wet, and with that Robert Oster ink, it just went on there really thick. And so that was a spot where I actually it was like a double coating of ink there. So I don't know, I'm real happy with it. I like the style of this notebook, how basic it felt, but then how high quality it is on top of that. Yeah, it looks great. I'm really pleased with this notebook. The Lamy Bronze ink is not at all what I expected it to look like. It's pretty much a light orange ink, and it's great. Like, it's really, really good color. Better than I expected it would be. Like, so much so that I didn't want to share my samples because I wasn't sure if they were real. Because it's not what I pictured. A almost black to bright green. I don't know. I mean, Hofguardier Groen goes from bright green to lighter bright green, and then the Platinum Classics. Yes, this is the notebook that Corey got me. Evan, this is exactly it. And then Platinum Classics has a green black, and then Monteverde I think has one that might be the green to bright green that you're looking for. I can't remember the name. It might be in their Noir series. I can't remember exactly. But yeah, I was impressed with this notebook. You know, the Yoseka is a brick and mortar. I hadn't heard of them before Corey mentioned it. And he said, yeah, they're a brick and mortar store in Queens. You know, I looked on their website, and, you know, they carry lots of, you know, your regular stuff, your Lamies, Kavekos, all your stock things that stationers carry, Rhodia, Leuchtturm, all that stuff. And then they have a separate product lineup that it looks like they have made for them, like the Yoseka stationary brand, and that's what this is part of. So there were other other products in this. Yeah, so maybe it was Jade Noir. So that's probably where that might be a good ink. So yeah, I'm more than pleased with both of these notebooks. Like, this is a real high quality, this North of Rosemont one, for a pocket notebook. Pushes the pocket notebook limits. And then this is just a great desk or portable A5 notebook. It's heavy, and, you know, with this thick cover, you know, that's all, you know, chipboard cover or whatever. I mean, it's big and thick and heavy, but man, it's not beautiful. So, love it. All right. Next one. This is almost like a polar opposite of the Yoseka stationery. Other than in minimalism, I will say the binding style is the same. The cut style is the same, but the paper is completely different. And I don't even know if I can photograph this paper to show you what's in it. Let's see. I don't know if it's going to get in here, what we can do. So look right here. So that's not a fold in the paper. That's like the texture of the paper. There's just no way to see this, is there? White on white. Yeah. I'll have to see if I can get a photograph. You can see it a little bit, like right here. Whoop, right there. There's like different things in here. As heavy as this notebook is, this one's like ultra light. This paper feels like cotton, but it doesn't write. Like, the writing experience on it is not. Like, I thought even fountain pens did okay on it, even though it's not great. Like, it was acceptable. Like, wider, wetter. There's a little bit of feathering. Every other pen did well except for drawing pens, which did exceptionally poor. The plastic tip of that pen on this paper was almost rejected. Like, it was like a complete reject. Oh, look, the ink transferred to this other page. That's interesting. So I'm looking over here. You can barely see this. It looks like it's seen through the back of the page. I think that was ink transfer from when I closed it. It must have still been wet or something. I was like, I didn't write over there. I adore this notebook. I don't know why. It's just like completely me. Like this feels like paint. Like this isn't printed on there. This is so like you have your paper texture here. Then as soon as you feel this, it feels like someone paint. It feels like dried paint here. Sorry, my phone's blowing up. All right. Messages. Sorry. Making meetings. That was Brian with Spoke Pen. He should jump on the Twitch machine. We can have a meeting right here. But he's got all the parts ordered for Spoke, so that's what we're working on. Anyway, again, like this pen, this notebook, I don't know who I would recommend it to. Like, pretty limited audience unless you're like, you know, a big CW&T fan like me, or like to try the weird stuff like me. You know, for like your normal everyday standard paper, this is not where you're gonna go. I'd send you to this or North of Rosemont or something like that. So it's cool. I love it though. SpokeBizCallTwitch.com. Do it. So, all right. What else did I bring? I did ink up 2 new pens. So I got down to, like, after Baltimore, I had, I don't know, a dozen pens inked up or so. Something on paper. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thanks for the sub. I got to look at new Twitch did a new sub badge thing. I have to look and see if we can do some additional sub badges there. After Baltimore, I had about a dozen fountain pens inked up, and that's too many for me by about 9. I like a 3 is a good number for me, but I can never just go with 3 because I have other things to do and to test and things like that. So I cleaned everything out minus my Vanishing Point and my Menlo, which that's the ones that I've been using recently. So I've been using them the most. And then I had the Lamy Safari inked up. Yeah, this is the CW&T notebook is gonna be a great like scratch notebook, but I'll use it for like product. I like to use it for like product sketches, something like that. It's a really interesting notebook. The Lamy Safari is inked up with the bronze ink, which I continually call topaz. I want to call it topaz, but it's bronze. It kind of looks like that color there. And then that was all I had inked up, besides the Schaefer Tuckaway, which I don't talk about this pen enough. It's one of my favorites. I don't know how to describe this nib on here other than it's as close to a Pilot High-Tech C 0.25 millimeter gel ink pen as I've ever used in a fountain pen. It's firm and fine, and it's awesome. So I need to do a longer review and do some like Schaefer Tuckaway history on it, just because I don't know enough to speak about it. Like, I could tell you how I feel about this pen and about using it, but I'd like to be able to talk about the pen and like the military clip, which, you know, is something that I wanted because so it has the shorter clip, and why they made all of these different decisions. But it's one of my favorite writing pens, bar none. The line is, I don't even know how to explain it. It's unlike anything else. I think it's in this notebook here. Let's see. I don't know if you can even tell relatively how thin it is. It's that top line there, but it's just not coming in good. It's crazy fine. Anyway, so Morazen Athena blue black ink, Pilot blue black ink, and Roaring Klingner Salix, aka blue black ink. That's all I left myself inked up, besides the bronze. I don't want to forget about the bronze. So 3 blue black ink pens, and then this one, which I'm just testing. So this morning I wanted to go Roaring Klingon. That's such a good name. I wanted to try some wider inks in these notebooks. Wider nibs, wetter inks in these notebooks. So I inked up probably my favorite Pelican, the Demonstrator, with the names on it. How cool is that pen? This is the 800 or 805, I guess. But the Demonstrator body with all the part names listed on it. That's kind of rad. Like they'll wear out the more you use it, but I don't care. I'll just keep using it. And I did it with Robert Oster Blue Water Ice. So that's what you saw in these notebooks. It's a cool. I like my Demonstrator pens. I want to put bright inks in them. Bright blues, oranges, and greens. Bright greens tend to go in those type of pens for me. And then comes out like this, like I was showing you around earlier. And then me and Susan have always we talk about Conway Stewart's a lot in the background, and I've had mine for about 2 years now, and I love this pen, and I've never reviewed it. And Susan's got one, and she's going to review it soon, and I decided I needed to re-ink mine up and get it reviewed. It's such a pretty color. Jesse, what's up? Glad you made it. Are y'all done with your snowpocalypse, or are we expecting more? That was some nightmare stuff y'all had. So this is just a really, really cool. Oh, that's right. You were in Little Rock, so you had to travel. That's right. You'll have to tell us how it was. It's just a wild kind of material. It's supposedly red, white, and blue, but all I see is pink and purple. So I inked it up with a... Oh, you didn't go to Little Rock. Then I'm confused. Oh, that's right. Laura went to Little Rock. Sick grandma. Well, I'm sorry. I hope the trip was okay. So I inked it up with the Bung Box Imperial Purple, which kind of matches this pen perfectly. So anyway, long story short, you will see some Conway Stewart's review coming soon to a Pen Addict blog near you, just because they're really good. They're not cheap. $400 range. $400 range maybe. Gold nibs. So yeah, 18 karat gold nibs, made in England. I think this one have the Union Jack. It's got a Union Jack flag nib. It's hard to see in real life. It's certainly hard to see on camera. I don't know if it'll ever go in there. But yeah, so that's the entirety of my fountain pens inked up right now. So what do we got? 6. And like that's enough for me. So I gotta figure out, like what I enjoy the most. And hey Jim, what's up? I don't like having like 20 fountain pens inked up. That's not my style, because I use lots of pens like this. Like I use other pens equal to or as much as fountain pens. So having like 20 fountain pens inked up is not something I want to do. So does that mean I need to sell them? Well, I've been saying that for how long now? So we should probably do that at some point soon. So I think that's all the stuff I brought with me today. So what do y'all want to chat about? Back to the Pixies. Yeah, our Thursday schedule screwed you all up, huh? We screwed everyone up this morning. Oh, yeah, Jesse, I don't know if she told you, JC, she asked to be moved from you next year. I wasn't supposed to say that, was I? That'll be good, Jim. Do it. Maybe next time I do sell some stuff, I'll write it up as well as like what that thought process is. But it's it's basically just boils down to straight usage for me. Like I hadn't used this pen in a while, but I love this pen, so I need to ink it up and use it more. It's the Menlo eyedropper. Nice. Oh my gosh, too many Jessies and JCs in chat. What is everyone working on? So I have a smoke pen meeting at 4 o'clock now, apparently. I'm working on Twitch right now. Before that I worked on updating this computer, and before that I worked on the Pen Addict podcast. Tomorrow I will be working on refill. Yeah, Jim, you're really great at doing it. I think everyone should do it. I love to see what everyone has to say. Cleaning and polishing about 100 Esterbrookes for Atlanta. Love it. Ooh, Colorado ink swap. Jim's like FBI agent. He can't tell us anything. I showed secrets earlier, Jim. Secrets that may not even come true. I know what you have to say, JC. I just don't want to hear it. I think we all have secrets we'll work on. Do I have any secrets on my phone? No secrets on my phone. I need to order plastic bags for knock. It's what we ship our retail orders in. So when we ship retail, you have to order, there's minimums, and like each case has a minimum. So if you're ordering the purple brass town, you have to order a minimum of 5. So I have plastic bags. I put the 5 packs in. So we sell them in packs. So I order plastic bags. Real jobs always get in the way. Then I have to write a podcast post. I have to... Oh, nice. What were you doing up there, Dave? Oh, that's shocking, Alexander. Color tools. Y'all should see all the emails Alexander sends me that I never respond to. They're pretty amazing. He's my favorite person to not reply to emails or tweets to. I have to edit Susan's review for tomorrow. And then I have to do a thank you post for Machine Era, who was a great sponsor of the blog this week. Thank you, Machine Era. You're the best. So that's my today and tomorrow. That's right. You got to show off the insides of the brass town so people know what it is. They don't think it's just a pouch. You're my favorite email black hole. That's a good blog name, email black hole. Weekly review for Anna. What's on tap this week, Jesse? Dave, your life is vacation, man. Studio 150, what color is that? Or is it like one of those unicorny colors? Have I seen the new Conid Stealth? I have not. Let's look that up. Brasstown is my favorite case I don't use. I totally get that, Jim. That is a great statement. After this Kickstarter, it is clearly better to give a material good than a digital content. I don't know about that. I mean, people always like physical goods, even simple physical goods. Excuse me, stickers and pins, like even teeny tiny small stuff. That means a lot to people. You know. Re-Rizzles, I will just say you have the man in the chat room to make that happen. Just saying. Let's see if Alexander's paying attention as I throw him under the bus. San Fran, Chicago, maybe Ohio. Chicago is such a good show. I wish I was going to be there. Oh, what was it? Stealth Conid. All right, let me look this up. I tried to fix my browser thing so we could look at things together. Oh, there's the link. Thank you, Sonny Boy. Oh, interesting. Why is the back part of it inset for posting? Is that a thread on the back? No? It's just for deeper posting. That's O-rings. Man, I like everything except that back end of the pen. Is that the regular? But the regulars don't have that deep notch. This looks notched to me. Am I mistaken? Am I looking at this incorrectly? Do the regulars have a notch? It's definitely O-rings in the back, but I'm about an inch down. It looks like a recessed part. Yeah, I'm okay with the O-rings on the knob. I'm wondering about the recessed part. I don't know. Maybe I'm just noticing because it's all black, but it looks different to me. Like the cap will post deeper. So, I'm gonna go on record. I don't like this one as much as some of the other ones. I still want a Minimalistica. That's my next conid. But that said, the Conids are such a darn good pen. How much is this one? Is this more than their other ones? Okay, so here's a clear one. Let me see. It looks like it's got the... You know, on the demo, I'm pulling that up now, Jim. It's there, isn't it? It's for sure there. So I just never noticed it because of the look. So it's always been there. Sure enough, but yeah, I just never noticed it. And then maybe that's why I like the... not the Minimalistica. That's the one I sold. The Slim line. I like the Slim line. So it has the same indentation, but it's almost like it's the end of the mechanism as opposed to a deeper indentation. I don't know. See, this is the problem I get when I talk about, okay, I've got these 6 pens inked, and now I'm sitting here, my Conan's not inked up, and I love that pen. It's like now I just want to go ink it up and use it, and now I have a 7th pen inked, and then tomorrow I'll have an 8th pen inked, and then 9th, and then we're back to 12 again, and I have all the pens inked, and I don't know what to do with them all. It's too many pens inked. So, such is the life of a pen addict. Uh-oh, Brooks is tweeting stuff. Yep. That's what we're gonna do. That's what we're going to do, Mr. Brooksies. So, get crack-a-lacking on it, and we'll do it too. Minimalistica feels so good. It wasn't for me. It wasn't my style. I didn't like the completely smooth barrel of it. I think I sold that to Tony, maybe. I sold this to Tony or Don or someone I know, and then bought the Monarch. But the next, if I get another Conid, it will be the Slim line, and I think I'm good. Those are the 2 that I want. I'm sorry, Instagrammed. He Instagrammed. He Instagram a one of the dealer placement chips, like when you play poker. You know how you slide it to the whoever's the dealer. So it's just a smooth round chip. He's just giving me ideas. Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying, Jim. Yeah, that section wasn't for me. Evan, what's freeing is like the day that I only have 3 pens inked up. Like, I was ecstatic. I was like, I have 3 pens inked up. I'm going to use all these pens. But I need some ink in this to try this, and I need some ink in that to try that, and it lasted a day, maybe 2 days. So, whatevs. Who in the chat room is going to Atlanta? I know there's a bunch of y'all in here going to Atlanta. We have our live show guests lined up. I'm pretty sure. Casey's going. Which gym am I referring to? Beef Jerky Gym. JC, you're going to Atlanta? Jesse may or may not be going. Lies. DC for your first time? That's awesome. I'm planning on going to DC. I need to check my calendar for DC. That's the only thing I haven't kind of sorted out is DC. Like, I'm planning on going, but we'll see. That is a busy show. We never heard anything from our new DC friend, huh? Our new DC show promoter. He kind of vanished. He was at Baltimore. I got coffee next to him at Baltimore. He didn't know who I was. I didn't say anything. I was tempted, though. ATL. Gotcha. What do you think of an online coloring page of the legit portrait I did of you? I'm always pro online coloring pages, even if they make me look funny. Note to ATL. Yeah, Jim Beef Jerky Jim, JC. Robo Jim, I'll just call him. He's definitely working. He's definitely working on the back channel. I'd be interested to see what Paul had to say. How was Long Island, Jim, if you have a minute? I know it's always a small show, but it always seems to be very popular and neat. It seems like a neat show. We found out today on while we were recording that the Andersons won't be at Atlanta or Raleigh this year, which kind of stinks. So I wonder who's going to be behind us now. Small indeed, smaller than previous years. Yeah, no Andersons, because they usually do that one too. That's what made me think of it. Speaking of which, I need to make a text. So this is the watch Brad text portion of the stream. Oh, you're going to Raleigh? Oh, that's awesome, Jesse. You'll get to meet my kids. My kids will come work for you. Oh, Bittner came to Long Island. That's great. I saw your pencil haul. That's cool. All right, sorry. Y'all made me think of something. Oh, Raleigh, cool. Oh, good. We'll have I know Jonathan's daughter came last year. I don't think she's coming this year, I think he said. And then Crusak's kids were, of course, there. So that was a good kid fest at that show. So since yours will be older, they'll be in charge. Think about it. Sketchy. Yeah, but it'll be fun. That's such a chill show. Isn't that funny, Jim? It's like the less people you know, the more you can just go about your business. Oh, yeah. What did they say, Anna? I mean, I'm sure they're just crazy busy. I mean, they have 2 stores now. I mean, they work all the time. I don't know how they did it to begin with. So, I mean, is that just it? They're just like busy with the stores and online. And I talk to them less than I ever have, which I need to make a better effort at doing that. But I know how busy they are, so I hate to bother them sometimes. So I'll go listen to that on their show, see what's up. But I imagine it's just, yeah, I mean, being gone that long, halfway around the world, and then coming back to run 2 stores and the online shop. It's a lot. I just realized my cup said freaky out on it. Sorry. That inventory management has to be a nightmare. Inventory management for knock is a complete nightmare. That's the one thing. I'd rather do accounting than inventory management. Oh, the legal change? I'll have to go listen to what they said. What if there were some like write-off changes that assisted with the travel aspect of it, if they're getting less, less that they can write off, something like that. Cool, I'll listen to that. That'd be good information for me. Yeah, you shouldn't be crumbling it, Evan. I mean, it's a light touch. It never gets to be like the sharpest point. Oh, sales tax changes too, probably for reporting sales in different states, different counties, different cities, all that stuff. Yeah, so Evan, you're never going to get it to be like a pencil sharpener point on it. So you just get it soft enough or sharpened enough to make just a standard point. And it doesn't take a lot. It's not a forceful thing. It's a very light thing. Hey, Jacqueline. I'm glad I got your tweet this morning. That made my day. That was awesome. Jeff and I, like the first DC Pin show we're going to do is knock, where we didn't think we were going to get a table. We just said, well, we'll just get a van and sell stuff in the parking lot. That seems like us. Yeah, having show inventory. I've watched Van S like try to manage like show inventory versus store inventory versus online inventory. Whew. Man, I have it easy and I hate doing it. I just... There's always problems. You always get yourself in trouble. Because, like, I mean, honestly, our goal is obviously we want to sell stuff, but our goal is really to have a good customer experience. And then when you start having a lot of bad customer experiences because your inventory's mismatched from like the 10 different places you're selling at one time, you start to go, maybe we need to rethink how we're doing this. Yeah, trench coat sales, absolutely. It'd be hard with the cases. With the pins, it would be easier. But yeah, like I said, I've said it for years. I never knew how they did as much as they did, and now they're doing even more with the stores. I mean, good for them for realizing it, right? I don't want to see anyone burn out. I mean, you're assuming they have systems that can do that. Again, that's more maintenance, right? It's just a lot, no matter how well you try to do it. Telling Brian I'm on Twitch right now if he wants to have a spoke meeting. Yep, backpack sales. Spring break already. Well, I guess not already. It's late March. It's about that time. Yeah. I don't know. We don't have... My kids eat a bunch as it is. The laundry is bad. The kids, like... I mean, my daughter will just end up using like 3 outfits a day and pajamas, just for no reason. I'm gonna ignore that message too, Alexander. Just kidding. This is actually a better scenario with Spoke than Knock to do like custom colorizers websites, because we'll actually offer it. Whereas with Knock, we would like to do what I say, like customer voting. I have not answered if I'm going to be at the San Francisco Pen Show all 3 days, and the answer is yes, I will be. What was the final tally? 47,100 and 909 backers. That's amazing. 47,151. We need to make Mike get a tattoo. 47,151. We'll never beat this again. I don't get it. It's amazing. It's amazing. Amazing. So yes, Sir Cobalt, if you're planning on San Francisco and you have limited time, our live show will be Friday night at 9 p.m. for the live podcast. So if you're interested in that, keep that in mind. Yeah, don't tattoo that. He's not that dumb. Yeah, we can always do something later. I wouldn't worry about adding anything now, but we'll have some more stuff later. Oh, nice, Punky. That's awesome. Oof, yeah. 2-month-old's gonna get you. That might be tough. But yeah, I'll be there all weekend. I did get a table. Did I tell you all that? Remember my table drama? Did I mention that a podcast or two ago? That it got resolved. So I'm officially a vendor now at San Francisco. Hallelujah. Punky the lawyer. If y'all have never met Casey in person, you will understand. This comes from a place of love. When I say this, Casey, you're going to make an excellent lawyer. That seems like right up the alley. Oh, you got punked. My phone is blowing up. Schmevelin, are you going to San Fran? That'd be good. All right. Yes, enjoy watching me text everyone. I mean, I got like 45 more minutes to kill. What else do you want to do? 45 minutes isn't enough time for me to get into Sea of Thieves. This is not a Steel Series. It's a Corsair, but it's Steel Series mouse pad. So the mouse is a Corsair. Sorry. I lit a fire. All right, later, Aurelius. Hey, Sandra. Sandra, are you going to Raleigh? Are you going to San Fran? Are you going to Atlanta? Are you going to Atlanta? But yeah, I don't know if I'll get a stream this weekend. Oh, good, you'll be in Atlanta. Good. Yay. I love the Falcon. It's one of my favorite writers. keep texting. I'm texting one of my good friends. They're making me laugh. And they won't stop texting me, but I just told them that I was on Twitch right now, so maybe they'll get the hint. Sandra, that's a very... I don't know if that's to me or to like everyone in the chat room. Or probably Jim. Is that to me? Did I get one? Question mark. I'm not very smart today. Oh, wow. So, Sandra, I will see you Atlanta, Raleigh, and San Fran. That's awesome. My kids always ask if you're going to be there. They're already excited. They're already talking about it. You know, we could watch me do my email while we're on this chat. I'm just kidding. I didn't bring over... I'm way behind, shipping out the notebooks. I didn't think I'd have time for it today. We might do that. Next stream we'll watch Brad address envelopes, which is equally as riveting as watching Brad text his friends. Only because they're not in this chat room. Y'all are all my friends in here. The ones that aren't, keep texting me. Jim, are you going to Atlanta? Did I miss this? I forget where I'm at in the conversation. Yeah, that's what I thought. I did get that one because it was like 2 weeks ago. Yeah, I got it. Definitely. Absolutely. We're going to go with that. I think I do remember that, though. You know, you would know by the follow-up letter I always send after I receive every piece of mail. I don't do that. But I followed your trip on Instagram. I was jealous. All right, Jim. All right. What else do we need to cover today, gang? See ya at Thailand 8. Excuse me. I don't know. I'll probably need to get off here so my voice doesn't continue to go downhill and degrade. Got Anna on the show next week of the Reinert variety, not of the Incantadora variety. So if you have any questions for her, send them to me. We will be quizzing her heavily about her pin show attendance this year in conjunction with mine. We've covered many of them on the calendar, so we will get that. I don't know, Sandra. I don't know. That's always up in the air. That is spring break for them. They may not be back in town. Like, they're going out of town without me on spring break, which I don't blame them. I'm stuck. It depends. Like, if they get back Saturday, they probably won't come Sunday. If they get back earlier, they might come up one of the days, I'm guessing. But I'm missing a trip to St. Simon's Island to come hang out with all you nerds. It'll be better. Yeah, that road trip was crazy. I talked to them a bunch during it. Is that how Tweety got? Are you sure it wasn't like heroin and booze? That might be actually it. Yeah, so we'll do Anna's road trip recap. And we'll talk about the pen show she's been to this year. And we'll talk about how awesome Atlanta's going to be. Yeah, visiting the grandparents. So it's an easy breezy trip for them without me. I'm tempted to go for like 2 days. It's not that far a drive. Get a break before the show, but I don't know that I can swing it. It's just I got too much work leading into the show. Which is fine. I'll have time this summer. because they can't leave early. The previous weekend they can't leave because Tyler has a baseball tournament, so they're not leaving till like Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday, so they won't be back until later in the week or weekend. So they'll be gone when I'm gone. They do. They love to be busybodies, go see people and do things, because really it's boring at our house. I mean, if you were a kid, you'd love going different places. They talk about Raleigh constantly, like nonstop. It's really cool. Like, that's one of their favorite things. They feel like they're friends with everyone that they met last year. They talk about Sandra and Mike and other Mike and Lisa and other Lisa. So, and everyone they got to meet. Yeah, they're ready. All right, I think that's a wrap for today, guys. They will not be coming to San Francisco. Yeah, we made a lot of money on this Kickstarter. Did not count airfare for 2 more kids to come to San Francisco. Plus, they're in school. My kids go back to school DC Pen Show weekend, like first week of August. So they're back in school by then. So that's why Raleigh's the only one that works for us for that. So I guess it's Raleigh, St. Louis, and Miami during the summer, and we just can't make all of them. Raleigh's driving. It's cheaper for me to bring the kids. Oh, all right, Evan, before we go, Evan has a good question. Loose Lamy gold nib, best pen to put it on. What if it's a black color gold nib? I think the Studio. I'd go for the Studio, especially the black one. Yeah, my kids start school especially early, like even for like in the U.S., like this area. But they'll be out Memorial Day. They'll be out at the end of May. So they'll be out of school before we go to Raleigh, which is like the first weekend of June. Yep. But then they go back early, so it's a trade-off. All right, that's it. I'm going to jump. Love y'all. We'll do this Twitch thing more. It's always fun. I'll plan something out next time so we can have a longer conversation. I always love doing the show and tell. And, we'll play some games next time. Sea of Thieves has been fun for the stream, so we'll pick that back up. I got that update. They're going to have a big update late in April where we're going to do, they're going to have fishing and cooking. And I'm all about games that just let you fish and cook. So we'll be doing that a bunch while we chit chat. So, love y'all. I'll try to be back next week. Schedule's been looking pretty good. If I wasn't sick here recently, we would have had a pretty decent schedule. So schedule's looking pretty good. I love just hanging out, like you said. Let's just hang out and chill. Even if we don't do anything, even if Brad's sitting here texting the whole time, it's still cool to just chat pens, chat life, chat kids, chat all kinds of stuff. So love you guys. I will talk to you later. Bye.